Hello, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Last, the Truth of God. My name is Last. Today, I will be talking about Satan. I will be talking about who he is, where he come from, and if what we know about him is really true. So this is Last, the Truth of God. So let's get started. Okay, let's talk about Satan. Satan's real name is not Lucifer or Hallel, some might even think of. Lucifer is a stage name that he created for himself. The world the world is a stage for him. His real name is Azazel. That's the name that God gave him when God created him. Satan or Azazel was an archangel. He was one of the 10th archangels that God created. Because of his power, so he thought of an impossible thought and wanted to make himself equal to God. So God cast him out of the heaven. So let's talk about the 10 archangels and their name. So the 10 archangels names are Michael, which is Michael, Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, which is Gabriel, Raguel, Sarakael, Remiel, and Azazel, who is known as Satan. There are two others that we will talk about some other episodes. All right, let's talk about creation. So God created the rest of the Middle Earth, which is the living realm that we are in. We are in the middle. So God created Adam and put everything under him and created Eve for his wife. When Azazel saw that God gave Adam control over everything on the earth, he got jealous. So he came up with a plan to destroy Adam. So when Azazel saw he couldn't destroy Adam or make Adam sin against God, he went after the woman, Eve, and played in her head and made her eat the forbidden fruit that God told them not to eat. So after they both ate the fruit and time passes, so God kicked both the man and the woman out of the garden, and heaven was shut for good. The Garden of Eden is in the third layer of heaven, so heaven was shut for good. So Azazel could not go to the lower heaven anymore. After time passes, God sent angels to watch over the earth and keep eyes on the human in the earth. So Azazel won't destroy the people on the earth. These angels were known as the Watchers. The leaders of the Watchers, his name is Semjaza. When humans started to multiply in the earth, Azazel came with a plan. He started playing in the minds of the Watchers. The Watchers, the son of heaven, saw that the daughters of men looked pleasing to the eyes, so they lusted after them. So they said one to another, "Let us take wives to ourselves." So they went back to heaven. They took them on each other. 200 of them left heaven, came down to earth. All that happened in the days of Jared. So they descended upon Mount Hermon, Hermon or Hermon. They took themselves wife and defiled themselves with sex, and they had offspring. Azazel, which is Satan, taught men how to make sword, armor, shield, weapon of war. He taught them about the metals of the earth and how to work them and making them jewelries and using for all kind of precious things. All that make the people turn away from God and commit fornication. So Azazel led the people astray, and the people of the earth become corrupted in all their ways. So the Watchers also teach the humans. They taught them spell, charm, cutting of roots, and spell countering. They teach them about astrology, constellation, and they teach them about the knowledge of the clouds, the signs of the earth, and the course of the moon and the sun. They taught humans how to read and write, which God did not intend for them to know. So, from the human and the angels came out the giants. The women became pregnant and bare large children, which became giants and other creatures. These creatures and the human start killing each other. They start fighting against each other. And the giants eating the human, start drinking blood. The earth was defiled. The humans cries into heaven because they were perished on the earth, and the giants and the creatures were too strong for them. Okay. So Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel, they looked down from heaven and saw so much chaos, lawlessness, so much bloodshed being done in the earth. They said, let the cries of the destruction of the earth ascend into the gate of the Most High. So they went and made the petition to God and said to God, O King of kings, God of God, Lord of lords, you made all things. You have power over all things. And all things are revealed and open in your sight. You see all things. Nothing can hide itself from you. They said, look at what Azazel has done, who have taught all unrighteousness on the earth and revealed the eternal secrets. And look at what and Simjaza and his associate have done to the daughters of men, and have sex with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed all kinds of sins to them. And to the women born giants, and the whole earth is filled with blood and lawlessness. So all of this happened before the flood. So God sent Uriel to go to Noah and to tell him, saying, the end is coming, and tell him what to do. And the earth will be flooded. So God sent Raphael to bind Azazel with chain, both his hand and his feet, to cast them in the darkness in the middle of the desert, to put him in a huge hole, to cover it with a huge rock. So he could not see the light of days in for a time. God said, I will restore the earth which the angels have ruined. That means he will start over. That was during the time of the flood that he's going to start over with the sons of Noah and Noah. And he said, the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. Azazel is Satan. To him ascribe all sin. So God said, on Azazel I put every sin, on Satan. And he said to Gabriel, destroy the children of the fornicators and the children of the watchers, cause all of them to go against each other, that they may destroy each other, to shorten their lives. God said to Michael, go bind Semjaza and his team, after they have seen their children die off. Destroy all the spirit of lust in the children of the watchers. And God said, the children of the watchers shall be called evil spirit on the earth when they die, because they were produced from spirit and flesh, and shall live on the earth. Evil spirit shall be on the earth for eternity. The spirit that you see that's taking over people, these are the children of the watchers. So after many years have passed, God sent Raphael to go bind Azazel, to bind him with chain. His hand and his feet are bind, and to put him there in the middle of the desert in a hole, put rocks over it, and he will be there for 1,000 years. And Michael, God sent to take the watches, all 200 of them, including Simjaza, and imprison them. So before Azazel was imprisoned, he asked for control over the evil spirit and to make them obey him. He also asked for a portion of the angels that sin against God, the watchers, a small portion, to be his servant. So God gave him permission for what he asked for. God made them obedient to him. After that, they were in prison. Raphael bind Azazel with the chain and drop him in a pit and put a huge rock over it. The watchers were imprisoned in the earth. Only a small portion of them were released with Satan, with Azazel, after the 1,000 years. Satan is an accusation given to Azazel. Satan is on the earth. He's doing his own work on the earth, and him and the fallen angels, the watchers, are disguising themselves as human. They cannot die, for they are spirit. They keep changing their appearance to live different lives. Because if you're seeing one person living that long, you're going to say something is wrong. Satan is not a man that you would think is living in hell. Hell is a waiting place for sinners be dropped in a lake of fire. Satan is not a man with a pitchfork, like the image, the video you be seeing. He's a demonic being with a pitchfork. No, Satan is a man like you walking around. He's probably in the highest place of power. Um, and there is no such thing as king of hell. Hell is a waiting place for sinners till the end. When the end comes, Satan and all the sinners and all the watchers, they all will be dropped in the lake of fire. And the lake of fire is the second death. You will be burned for eternity. And that's why it says in the Bible that you said you are God, but you shall die like men. So that is talking to the watchers, the fallen angels, who is pretending to be gods among the men, among the humans, among people. Satan's power is, I would say, illusion, shift shifting. He's able to transfer his thought to other people. That's his way of manipulating people. If you already have that thought in your head, he'll easily to manipulate you. He is the master of deception. The whole earth is under Azaz's illusion, I would say right now. Azazel, Satan, and a portion of the Watcher were released after the 1,000 years already. So they're doing their own work, their own bidding on the earth. They're changing scriptures, changing stuff in the Bible. They don't want you to know that they exist. They don't want you to know that God exists. That's why they change story. They put fake little stuff and movies and all the stuff, so you would not know that they exist. They water down the Bible. They change history. They change the course of things, so you would now know that they exist. The world right now is in the stage of deception. Throughout the passage of time, Satan and his follower erase and add to the scriptures. They erase things that will prove that they exist and he exists, and trying to make you think that God does not exist. This is Satan and the Watchers' little work they're doing. These all working under uh, Satan. Satan and the Watchers are forever damned. They have no place in heaven. They are going to die at the end. All of them and all who follow them will be dropped in the lake of fire. That's the second death. And everybody who have sins, um, be dropped in the lake of fire. That's why it says that hell will give up their dead. So hell will give up the dead. And that's when God will drop every one of them, the sinners and the people that's in hell, the watchers, Satan, and every one of his followers will be dropped in the lake of fire. The evil spirit and all of them will be dropped in the lake of fire. So we will continue on and get into deeper conversation about this. So this is last, the truth of God.